Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Beyond the Shadow of Doubt podcast. This is Megan Skidmore. As a certified life coach, I work with LGBTQ plus families of a conservative faith background. For those who are newer to the podcast, first of all, welcome. And to give you a little bit of background, as a parent of an LGBTQ plus kiddo and coming from a conservative faith background, the LDS Church is my faith of origin. There has been a lot of cognitive dissonance that has come up on this journey, along with a lot of questions and things that didn't make sense for me. So I started this podcast in an effort to normalize asking questions and having doubts. So thank you for joining me today. Recently, I have added bringing on guests to my podcast. So I've been interviewing them for future episodes. And as I'm new to this, in an attempt to be better prepared, I was looking up ideas for what questions to ask, as well as asking better questions. And I came across an article in the Harvard Business Review, and I will put a link to the article in the show notes. But the article starts out addressing how much of the workday is spent asking others for information, such as requesting status updates from a team leader or questioning a counterpart in tense negotiation. And the authors point out that few executives think of questioning as a skill that can be honed, or how their own answers to questions could make conversations more productive. So they, to quote the article, they state, that's a missed opportunity. Questioning is a uniquely powerful tool for unlocking value in organizations. It spurs learning and the exchange of ideas. It fuels innovation and performance improvement. It builds rapport and trust among team members, end quote. Yes, this article is addressed to business professionals. However, I think the heart of what the authors Alison Wood Brooks and Leslie K. John are trying to get to definitely can apply to faith communities and the organizations in which they're contained. Alison and Leslie point out, for some people, questioning comes easily. Their natural inquisitiveness, emotional intelligence, and ability to read people put the ideal question on the tip of their tongue. But most of us don't ask enough questions, nor do we pose our inquiries in an optimal way. And then they continue, the good news is that by asking questions, and this is what I love, we naturally improve our emotional intelligence, which in turn makes us better questioners, a virtuous cycle. And they continue, in this article, we draw on insights from behavioral science research to explore how the way we frame questions and choose to answer our counterparts can influence the outcome of conversations. We offer guidance for choosing the best type, tone, sequence, and framing of questions, and for deciding what and how much information to share to reap the most benefit from our interactions, not just for ourselves, but for our organizations. So there's behavioral science to back up what they are stating in this article. So in a nutshell, how about that? Asking questions makes us smarter, basically, is what I'm gleaning from this. It's scientifically proven. When we use our brains for what God intended them, we are increased, or we could say expanded. This concept made me think of the parable of the talents. When we use what we've been given rather than hiding it, God magnifies it. In this case, we've been given our intellect and our understanding. And as we use that, it is magnified by God. Obviously, it's not the same thing as physical coins and talents, but the concept applies to this, I believe. So what a gift that is, to be able to think, to be inquisitive, to be thoughtful, to be thought leaders, sovereigns of our psyche, and intellect and our intellectual gifts and abilities. When you look at having doubts and asking questions in this way, what a priceless treasure that is. And in the LDS faith of origin, I know are we not taught that the only things we take with us from this life are our intellect and knowledge and our relationships. And at the core of those relationships is the love that we share. So our knowledge and love, those are paramount, as that is what we take with us. So to wrap up this little gem of a nugget, I leave you with these two questions. How do we increase in knowledge and understanding and love if we cannot be curious, questioning students of life? And two, are we afraid to own our internal wisdom? With that, I pause until next time. And just a reminder, I am a proud member of the Dialogue Podcast Network at dialoguejournal.com/podcast network. To give you a little history, the Dialogue Podcast Network is part of the Dialogue Journal. In 1966, it began a dialogue, a journal of Mormon thought. And its extraordinary journey started with a powerful charge from Eugene England, its originator, who was a Mormon writer, teacher, and scholar. And he said, "My faith encourages my curiosity and awe." He wrote that in the very first issue of the journal. And he continued, "It thrusts me out into relationship with all creation and encourages me to enter into dialogue." I love that. You can read more at their website at dialoguejournal.com. For a limited time, I'm offering a complimentary coaching package for Q+ teens or young adults that coincides with the trauma certification I am going through with Lindsay Pullman Coaching. Please send me an email at hello@meganskidmorecoaching.com for more information. Please connect with me on my website, meganskidmorecoaching.com. You can subscribe to get my free LGBTQ+ resource for families. It's 20+ pages of interactive resources that I have found or used along my own journey. I make it easy for you to start yours with everything all in one place. Until next time, thanks for joining me.